What's going on, everybody? It's another episode of Wax Packs and Warning Tracks. It's Mojobreak's baseball card podcast. It's Cody. It's Bubba with you. Mojobreak Media. That's where you can find us on YouTube. And make sure to subscribe to the podcast if you're watching this. Just search Mojobreak wherever you get podcasts. Bubba is fresh back from the Arizona desert. Topps Industry Conference is a wrap. How'd it go? How was it out there?
Good, man. Do I like a little tan? Extra tan?
Yeah.
I feel extra tan. It's cool. It was awesome, man. It was a great experience. Outside of Fanatics Fest, it was like my first hobby meetup, like conference, convention, etc. It was awesome. It was more than I even expected it would be. The panelists were amazing, really cool,
Yes.
like group of athletes and like higher ups that you don't typically get to rub elbows with, and Topps and Fanatics did a great job with just like the whole presentation of the event. The food was killer, by the way.
Good spread.
Good food.
Okay.
Good food. You don't know what you're gonna get on the.
It can be. Look, having done the National, having done some shows, convention center food is dangerous. This is not necessarily that, so I'm glad they elevated the game.
It was nice. It was nice.
Good.
Yeah, and then just a lot of amazing info, and we're kind of gonna get into some of the things we're looking forward to most.
Yeah, a lot came out about the business side, about what actual products we're going to have in hand, a lot about 2026 Bowman baseball, so that's going to be a big topic of discussion for us, how it looks, what's in it, who's in it. We'll get into that a little bit, plus a few other interesting products. But before we get into that, there's actual baseball being played right now, and it's still very, very early in the season. Yes, I know the Dodgers are on a roll. Once again, shocker. They looked really good in Toronto. Did they take 2 out of 3 in that series? Was that, or I can't
Yeah,
recall.
2 out of 3.
Yeah.
I think they dropped that last one.
Okay, so Toronto's going to be fine, but
It was a pity dropping of the last one. I think.
we did have actually. We're recording this on Friday, the 10th, to really carbon date us. But I saw the Padres and Rockies had a rare 12-inning game last night.
Yo.
Rare. Rockies are fun. Who would have thought? Rockies are kind of fun. Oh yeah.
That's for Xander Bogaerts.
There you go.
My second utility on my fantasy team.
Hey, there you go.
I got a late ESPN notification.
A late one.
It's like Xander Bogaerts has hit a homer. I'm like,
It's
cool. And then I open my app. I'm like, how do you have 24 points? He had a grand slam.
There you go. Walk-off grand slam to beat the Rockies, who did fall under 500, which is weird to say. The Rockies fell under 500, not like fell 25 games under 500, but whatever. 6-7 to start the season. That's fun. They're an interesting. They're a fun story to start. We'll go into more fun stories as well.
Quick note on the Rockies.
Yes.
I heard this morning that the Rockies front office ownership, they're just now starting to put into focus like acquiring or developing players that play to their park. So
Just now.
if you guys have been watching this podcast or just really a baseball observer, you know that Cody at least has been talking about. Anyway, ground ball. Cue the clip.
Get ground ball pitchers. It's so easy.
Yeah.
It actually drives me nuts. I'm like, make me the GM. I will I will literally filter the stat results at the end of every year. Who had the best ground ball percentage? Whoever's a free agent, I'm signing. I don't care what their ERA is. I don't care what any other stat is. Whoever has the best ground ball percentage, you are going to pitch at Coors Field, and I'm going to overpay. I don't care.
Yeah.
Finally. Jeez.
And so far, they're like ultra competitive in a lot of these games, even games that they're losing, close games. I own Rockies on my fantasy team for the first time and whatever. Like, shout out like Willie Castro. I think he's eligible for like 6 positions.
Yes, he is. I think he's going to have a good year.
Yeah.
He might be an all-star representative for the Rockies. I wouldn't be shocked.
But yeah, just that's fun. That's like a cool positive storyline when like in all these like overreactions early in the season when everyone's like, oh no, my team is doomed. The Rockies, shout out a little bit of hope. Tough loss last night, but
The Rockies occupy way too much of my brain. Like, just completely, just way too much of my time I spend thinking about, like, what are we doing here with the Rockies? Well, good for them. They actually are being competitive to start off the season. But a few guys, let's talk about a couple guys that are having interesting starts to the year, specifically maybe some sort of post-hype prospects. There's always a few of these guys that I like to look into because the market has quieted or slowed down significantly for a lot of these guys. And I feel like the top of the list for a lot of collectors and a lot of guys who maybe invested heavily on this guy is Jordan Walker. I think he's to me, he's one of the most fascinating stories early in the season because it looks like he's clicked in. It looks like he's figured something out. And then you take a step back and you're like, he's just 23 years old. We get so caught in it. I feel like I'm a broken record sometimes, but we get so caught up in what a guy has to do in rookie year or year 2 or whatever. And it's like, if they can't figure it out, then it's like, well, it's over. And we don't think about, well, the guy's like 20 and he's in the big leagues. That was Jordan Walker in 2023. He was 20 years old in the big leagues. He was so young. And we kind of wrote it. I mean, he had 16 home runs in that rookie year. We thought maybe there's something here. 5 in year 2 in 51 games, 6 in 111 games last year.
Yeah.
We're 12 games into the year. He's already at 5 home runs and he's got a 682 slugging percentage. He's hitting the ball hard and he's got no pressure for a team in St. Louis that is kind of like, I don't want to say they're like a great team, but like another team that's kind of a fun watch because they're playing loose. They don't have anything to lose. They have everything to gain. A lot of guys are just kind of trying to prove themselves. And Jordan Walker's at the top of that list.
yeah, like on a team where there are some other like not small celebrations, but like there's the JJ Weatherholts out there. That's kind of like all through spring and through opening day was, garnering all the headlines. And it brought into focus like, okay, this is a rebuild and are they going to, win 90 games this year? No, but like, here's some hope, glimmers of hope. So to have a guy like Jordan Walker, who's 2026, this is the 4th year, now that we're talking about Jordan Walker in a baseball setting, hobby setting, to have a guy like him starting to click, to me that makes me feel better about the Weatherholt situation and like the Cardinals as a whole, because it's like, okay, things are starting to make sense. This is starting to, they didn't give up on him. He got a lot of opportunities and, not late bloomer. You can't call him a late bloomer because what you said, he's 23. Yeah. So he was 20 when he debuted.
Yeah.
He was 20 when he debuted and he had 16 home runs. So the leash, was extended and I think this could have been hard to say for a 23-year-old, but this could have been like a make it or break it for in the Cardinals like front office. Like, all right, this guy's kind of running out of years now, or comes a point where we're thinking about extensions for guys in our system. Is he the odd man out? I think if he can put together a full half, he's the next Cardinal that gets some money.
Yeah, I could see it happening where I think they want to see probably a year, 2 years of this, and again, he's 23. Yeah, but you're right; they could jump on him early, where you're like, okay, you've figured it out.
Maybe a year.
Yeah,
because
get a full year.
Because really, you start running out of time. What is he, a 20?
Because the clock started a lot earlier.
The clock started much earlier. So it's like, if they've been believing in him, they've kept giving him the opportunities. Like, they don't need me to like the Cardinals front office does not need me to tell them, hey guys, like, believe in this guy. They've been believing in him.
Right.
So now he's, it's early, but he's still, or he's doing, he's showing what he did in his rookie year. And
he's eligible for arbitration first year, not after this season, but after next season. Obviously, CBA stuff all is going to factor into that as well. So but we'll just leave that aside for now. There's nothing we can do there. But yeah, he'll be a free agent in 2030. So you're right. Yeah, we're about 4 years out where they have to say, okay, if he has a good enough year, and again, it's very early, but early results look good. And if you look at the actual comparison of what looked like in the box last year, where he looks like now. He's made some adjustments, and it's paying off big time. Just 21 years old, in his major league debut. So this is technically his age 24 season. He's going to be 24 in a couple months, but and he's also has the opportunities because, frankly, the Cardinals outfield situation. Lars Nootbaar is hurt right now. He's on the 60-day IL, and then it's him and right, Victor Scott. You've got Nathan Church, Thomas Sagis, Alec Burleson, who can play the outfield, but he's mostly playing first base at this point. So there was opportunity there of like, well, we got to, if we're not going to be competitive, let's just see what we have with these guys and then figure that out at the deadline. If maybe we need to go after, or, we maybe trade a Lars Nootbaar and get some other guys and maybe some other outfield prospects. So good news for Walker. And I'm really happy for him because he was so hot in the collecting community not that long ago. 2023 when he had that great rookie year, looked like this is going to be the next big guy, and we were all hyping him up going into the 23 season. His first Bowman PSA 10 auto, $1,700 is what we were looking at. It fell all the way to $130 January of this year. Huge drop off. It's bounced up about double that now to $300. There's a long way to go. But at just 23 years old, I'm sure you could probably get that card raw for a pretty decent, probably in the hundreds, 200s. I'm pretty high on him right now. I have been high on him. Again, he's also the type of guy, he's 6'5", 250. Yeah. That's always the type of guy I'm just going to be like a sucker for on a baseball diamond. I'm kind of all in on him. I think it's happening. I think that he has turned a corner, and you are going to see the real Jordan Walker now going forward.
I'm excited. I have a guy that I think falls under a similar category. Brady House, Washington Nationals Brady House. Another guy that we've been talking about in the hobby and been aware of and off and on collecting for, it seems like probably this is now the fourth year of that, third or fourth year of that. And yeah, he was a 2021 first Bowman guy, but he didn't have autos as a first Bowman, so his first autos came in 2022.
That's right.
Without a first Bowman like insignia at the top,
which is always great if you're like, why is this a little bit cheaper than I would have anticipated? Like, if you're okay with that, and you are going to get a little bit of a discount because of that, which I don't know. I always think that's like, if you like a guy, then that ain't bad.
Kurtz was not that way. What was Kurt's rookies were that way?
Oh, yeah. I think the first batch of rookie autos were not in there, but he had rookie cards that were not signed. Yeah.
Okay, yeah.
Yeah, but his first Bowmans are still his first Bowmans are fine.
Yeah, okay, cool. So he was selling at like $70, $80. Like I think there are like eBay sales of $70 of his first auto. It's a 2022 Bowman Chrome auto. $70 to $80 in a PSA 10. That was in March. I think March 20th, March 22nd, somewhere around there, like a couple weeks ago. That card is now $125 to $150. It's listed like other places at that $160 to $200 range. That's percentage gains right there that tells me to like, all right, all he needed to do, he's hitting like 295 at the time of the recording here. 295. He's got a couple homers. He's playing every day. He's looking good. He's leading an offense that is needing some young stars to help out. Dylan Cruz, MIA, James Wood, a little bit of a slow start, but he's kind of starting to pick it up. Brady House has been mashing since opening day thus far. So I've been a Brady House guy. When he came up, I was like, that's a great baseball name. You know, he was a first round pick.
It's a good baseball name.
Great pedigree coming up. That's a guy that I'm looking at right now that I'm trying to buy. I like what Cody said. I like the fact that it doesn't have a first insignia. Like as a guy that's like, you know, not buying Otanis and Judges left and right. Like I like to find a little bit of like a hack.
Yeah.
You know? So that's a great one. Brady House, keep an eye. He's, again, talking about teams that could have few representatives at an all-star game. If James Wood can't get it going, if they have a couple guys that just can't get it going, and Brady House is just a standout, that's your guy. If the All-Star break was today, that's your guy. Pretty cool.
Yeah, that is an organization that desperately needs. I mean, James Wood popped off last year. He had a really tough second half.
Yeah.
But another guy I still believe in there. I saw enough there. I think we all saw enough. But like this rebuild, this is essentially the rebuild after the rebuild right now for the Nationals.
Right. The trading Soto return.
It sort of worked.
Yeah.
But like it worked, but nothing else worked. Like you got 3 guys out of that. Abrams also, there was, remember the casino night a couple years ago?
Oh yeah.
And he was fine last year. He's still a good player, but like there's defensive questions, and I think, there are some like question marks of like, well, he might be I don't know how much better it's going to get if his ceiling's any higher than what it is, which is still a very good player. Mackenzie Gore's gone.
Yeah.
They did get a good haul for Mackenzie Gore, but he's gone. So this is and Dylan Cruz, like you said, he's not there right now. They desperately need somebody.
They also got Robert Hassel in that deal.
Yes.
And I think I don't know if he's on the active roster.
He is not currently on the active roster.
But he's all throughout your 2026 product.
Yeah. K-Bear Ruiz was signed to a contract extension, former Dodger, who was acquired in a big prospect deal. I think the Trey Turner deal.
Trey Turner Scherzer deal. Yeah. They got keep. Yeah.
And they signed him to a contract extension, and he's, again, all these pieces are like, they're okay, but the sum of their parts is just not doing it right now.
Right.
Brady House, it's gotta. I was clocking at the beginning of the season, like they really need him to put it together this year. He's the same age as Jordan Walker, by the way.
Yeah.
So you're like still very young, but also at an age where it's like gotta happen now. Good to see it happen for him. Yeah, and all just from a collecting perspective, all of the things you mentioned of like the no first Bowman distinction, it's going to make him a little bit cheaper. Mm-hmm. He probably right now, again, James Wood might be your sort of front runner for the All-Star representative, but he is off to a slower start. So maybe you could see Brady House sneaking into there.
Brady.
And he's going to, and now at this point, he's played well enough early in the season. He's going to get a much longer leash to kind of show what he's got. And there's, again, nobody really there. You've got, I think, the Yorbit Vivas, who got acquired, I think, from the Yankees over there. They need guys to click.
Yeah, that
organization. It's tough right now for the Nationals.
That percentage jump in both the Jordan Walker, I know he dipped a lot from what people were buying him at, but like just the January sale to today, and then the Brady House a handful of weeks ago to today, that growth is, because it is still just like a couple weeks into the season, that growth is like the community and the hobby community and the collectors saying, okay, like we've been waiting, like thank you, like we've been waiting. Now we're ready to go in again.
And this wasn't like a traditional, like this wasn't like how Jordan Walker had the one big year and then 2 years where he really fell off the face of the earth. Like House has had a nice consistent rise through their system. Maybe some hiccups here and there. I think in when he made the jump to AA, had some trouble. But good numbers in AAA last year in about half a season. Took his lumps a little bit, but again, nothing stood out of like, oh, he's lost at the plate or anything. He's not going to do it. Like, I think that he's on that tradition. He's on the path where it's like you can see it all happening, and I like the Brady House pick. Let's shift gears. Industry conference 2026 Bowman. We heard a lot about it.
Yep,
but. I want to start with this. This is almost more of a general hobby discussion, but Topps, when we think Topps, I think to me still, I know they have football now, I know they have baseball, basketball, all their entertainment releases, but first and foremost, baseball is always going to be what I think of when I think of Topps, and when I think of the Topps brand, that is, they're interlocked for me forever. But they mentioned, I think my biggest takeaway, and we were kind of talking about it yesterday off air, that they know, it was kind of refreshing to see. They understand that there are a lot of concerns and a lot of chatter throughout this industry and throughout among collectors, that prices are getting to a point where a lot of them feel either priced out or it feels unsustainable. And they see that, and hopefully it's not just we see you, we hear you, and then that's it. But the fact that they're even mentioning, like, we get it. We understand that things are getting pretty high. And when you go on Topps.com for years and years, I think something we often defended was you go on Topps.com and those boxes are pretty fairly priced. What happens afterwards? That's the market. But then on the flip side of that, then saying, but we're not going to dilute the product. We're not going to become junk wax era number 2. So I guess my question is like, what's the middle ground here? How do we appease the people who are saying, I'm completely priced out. I used to do this with my kids and now I can't do it anymore because it's just too expensive, while also making sure that we're not, again, it's not 1992 all over again. And there's 5 million different versions of Connor Griffin's rookie card out there. Which some people might be watching like there's already 5 million different versions of that, but you understand my point.
Painted on the walls at industry conference, Topps industry conference, and on every slideshow, every panelist, every speaker, the phrase "the joy of collecting" was just echoed and reiterated, and that was the theme of the entire conference: joy of collecting. And I think that middle ground and kind of like is the middle ground is right now. It's a little bit of a gray area because you have new collectors coming in that their first experiences with the hobby are these rookie debut patch chases and super short print chases and experiences at hobby rip nights with talent and athletes and celebrities. And that's their first intro to the hobby. They saw a video on Instagram. They saw their good friend, their family member, that's what they were doing on their Friday night, their Saturday night. So you have that because everyone's kind of living in the middle ground as a consumer. Then also part of that kind of gray area middle ground is the people that have been here in the space for a while that have seen the evolution. And I think Topps is, and we're going to see 2026 is a huge year for Topps and for Fanatics. So we'll see. But I think that they're so far doing a great job kind of like building a bridge over that gray area and middle ground, just saying, we're kind of skirt over some of the, maybe the negative comments on Instagram and some of the, the fuss. We're going to double down on customer experience, which they are. And we'll talk about some of the cool things that are coming up in the products, especially Bowman. And they're doubling down on just experience all the way through from start to finish, from when you interact with them on the website to go into a hobby store like Mojobreak, to interacting with some other brands under the collector umbrella like PSA, that things are integrated, easier to buy, sell, and trade. That's kind of like a hidden cost and value that I think is underappreciated / underrepresented right now in the hobby community. Topps did a really good job kind of like drilling that point home at industry conference about like, we don't want to dilute the product, and so that everyone can afford everything and blah blah blah. Like it's important. Topps like it's important for us to be able to provide these experiences and like what sets us apart and like how like innovating and being inventive in the space that's been around for 75 years now, and counting. So I applaud Topps. I've been a big fan of kind of this whole like mission and operation, I think, since the Fanatics takeover. It's been a little bumpy. They've done a lot really quick and really fast, and like, I'm just super excited for 2026. Also, it's not lost on me. I'm a consumer too. Like, at the end of the day, like, it's not lost on me that like, personally, I'm priced out of things. What was really cool to see though at Topps conference is that not just for baseball, but for many different categories within the sports cards, like the Topps sports card umbrella, F1, entertainment, baseball, football, basketball. They're adding additional SKUs. They don't call them retail SKUs anymore, but like value SKUs that they're going to like make sure are always being sold at the suggested retail price.
Yep.
So that someone can walk into a licensed, Topps hobby store here like Mojobreak and know that we're going to have something for everyone, and that, you know, we're going to be able to also educate the customer on these new features and innovative additions to the boxes. And hey, like when you were, hey dad, when you were, you know, when your dad was buying Series 1 for you 30 years ago, yeah, it's a little different of a hobby shop experience now when you're buying for your kid. And there are a lot of really cool positives and pros coming out of that too. So kudos to Topps. Let's see it happen. We have a lot to
right.
There's a lot that has to like unfold and kind of play out through 2026. It was a very like ambitious industry conference presentation overall. But pretty cool if they pull it off. There's a lot of cool things coming up.
Exactly. Yeah. We need to see it in action now. You're right that if they're going to say you're not priced out, you go buy a blaster box, go buy a hanger box, which look, #hangers have bangers. We've put this to the test.
Not at Oracle Park. I went over 40.
Oh, really?
That night.
Jeez. Yeah. It's funny how everybody is like hangers. They're secretly the best ones.
Yeah, hangers that get posted on Reddit are the bangers.
Right. Yeah, it's like sometimes, but you know what? They consistently sell out here. Whenever we have hanger boxes, they're gone.
Yep.
Within an instant. Because, frankly, you want to talk about a price that's kind of unbeatable. $15, $20?
Yeah, they were $20 at the stadium. I'm like, all day.
Right.
All day.
Crazy. Something you mentioned there too that I want to kind of follow up on, because, and I'm sorry if I'm speaking out of both sides of my mouth here, as I'm someone who is in charge of media and social media around these parts, but because you're right, there are a lot of people who might be getting really frustrated about the way things are going, who have been here for a long time, longer than either of us have been doing this. Who are just like, it's all about the glitz and glamour. It's become Hollywood. Which you're right. It has. We're doing it. We have celebrities come through here. We have athletes come through here. It gets clicks. People watch it. People want to see it. Lifestyles of the rich and famous, baby. People like that stuff. People like, or at least like to watch and like to and know what's happening. And we're not going to be posting a base hit of a top rookie or something. Oh, here it is. Here's the base card of a rookie. We're not posting on our social media. We're going to post the rookie debut patch, though. That's what happens. On the flip side of that, I guess I would say if you're frustrated by that, and I'm looking at it right now outside of our studio, for lack of a better term, go touch grass. Get outside. Turn the phone off. Come into a shop and see what's happening. Because you might look at some boxes and go, that's crazy. I can't believe this box is that much. And you might find something else where you're like, oh, wow, I like this thing. Look at these singles they have. Oh, this is something that's totally within my price range and I would love to add to my collection, or buy some of the packs, like whatever. Like, I just think the vibe is different when you're inside of a shop and you're having that. And I think to Topps' point, and they are understanding the value of this. And, you know, hopefully the model doesn't become all direct from them to, that's, I think, always been the fear of shops and of breaking companies and stuff, is that the only source that everything becomes direct to consumer from the Fanatics Topps end. But I think at least they're saying the right things now, where they understand the value of having this hobby shop as like a community experience. So if you're frustrated by all of these things about the pricing, about the, I think a lot of that is incredibly valid. We talked about it last week, I think, with Transcendent, where I just was straight up, I was just like, I don't think this price is justified compared to what you had a year ago to what you have right now. That exists. That's real. There's also other stuff. And I actually, before I start to be positive again, I remember with Heritage, I think it was the Skeens rookie year. That's where I was like, this is getting nuts. Where Heritage went up like the most I had ever seen it gone up.
Yeah, it was like an $80 hobby box the year prior.
Right. And it was like $200, which I'm like, this is Heritage baseball. This is the product that's supposed to be $75 to $100, and oh, cool, and I can get an auto in it. Great, fun. That's what a great deal. And when that shot up to like $200, $250, I'm like, that's nuts that would happen. Those types of products need to stay in those range. If you're going to be good on the promise of, we can't let this get completely unsustainable. The day that Heritage Baseball is a $400 box, we have lost the plot, frankly. So don't let that happen, which sounds like they're going to try to not to do that. And back to what I was saying, it does seem like they understand that this experience is worth something and it is valuable and it's needed in this space, or else people are just going to become really jaded and looking at all the social media clips of all the biggest hits getting pulled and by celebrity, or celebrity came in. And again, if it feels like celebrities are opening up all the biggest stuff, well, guess what? They're opening the biggest boxes, which have the better chances for the biggest stuff. That's just how it is. So if it feels that way, come into a shop. They understand that. Get into a shop and see people doing what we're all doing and having fun and ripping packs. You can find cheap stuff. You can find big stuff in affordable boxes. It happens all the time. So yeah, that's like there you go. I'll get off my soapbox there. So let's get into the actual products that we saw. Bowman baseball. I think that's the biggest one for us. Yeah. 2026 Bowman baseball. It was the first time it was our real first look at it. I think there was some leaked images out. There was a couple of mock-ups. I think the Ethan Holiday card got put out there early. It was like, here it is. Here's Ethan. You all know he's coming. This is I just want to know, you like the design this year?
I do.
I do too.
I do. I'm always.
It kind of looks like last year's design, a lot like last year's design.
Yeah, I'm like, with the exception of 2023 tops with like the big goofy player faces on the front of the card. I'm general, like I love that design. Typically though, I like just like a very clean, squared, boxy like design, which this is. And yeah, I like the name and like the center of the card, just very uniform look. Yeah, looks good. It looks good. There's some short prints, super short prints that I'm extra excited about too. Mainly, and this is, I think, really cool, hidden gems are now going to be unique to Bowman's Sapphire.
Right.
Well, I think it's cool. To be honest, I think like Bowman's Sapphire kind of needed its own signature hit.
Yeah, or else it's funny that we in the sports world are like, yeah, Sapphire, Bowman, got it. There's a Sapphire edition, Topps Chrome Sapphire. There's a Sapphire edition of these things. I think it was with Marvel. I saw a lot of people when we posted some stuff on social, like, what are we doing here? This is the same set of Marvel. What are we doing? Yeah. Like, what's going on? I'm like, oh yeah, this isn't a thing where like you kind of understand, like, yeah, now it's the Sapphire edition. They were just like, why are we even having this? But you're right. Now there is a new set of collectors who are like, why do we have this? Why do we have this more expensive version of a product we've already had? Well, then you gotta add something.
Yeah, Sapphire, like across the board, like any given year can feel like it's just kind of like going through the motions. Like it's like an obligatory like Sapphire release. So yeah, to see some exclusivity, that's really sweet. They kind of like overprinted, not like a print error, but just like in my opinion, like they printed too many of the Sapphire selections across the board and all the different Sapphire SKUs or Sapphire products or whatever. So to have, I anticipate they'll continue to print multiple Savvy. It used to be like tough to pull Savvy selections. Now you get multiple per case. Yeah. So to have something that I hope is like once in every handful of cases now, those hidden gems, that's sick. And it adds an additional chase to something that was already kind of like an awesome product. But again, I felt personally like some releases were just kind of going through the motions a little bit. Sometimes Sapphire autograph checklists can be a little lackluster.
Definitely.
So, or a little top heavy and just like can make for like weird breaks. I think that at least as like from a breaking standpoint, and someone's going to be hopping in breaks, this is an added chase that it doesn't become so auto dependent. So
yeah. Agreed. I'm looking at the design again, and I'm realizing something. This is the most Bowman has ever looked like Prism. Like, look at I'll show you the design right there, and we'll have it up on the screen as well if you're watching.
Yeah, it looks like the the throwback Prism.
Yep.
Yeah.
It looks like Prism with that border. I still like it. I think it's really clean. I'm also realizing how much I really liked last year's design with the border, but like the player was kind of popped out of the frame. It was almost like a 3D effect. I immediately clocked him like, oh, that's so clean. It looks so cool. Really like it's like, I think it's going to go down as one of my higher up on my list of favorite Bowman designs last year. I appreciate it more seeing the 26 design, which I still do like. But yeah, if you're going to take out that hit that we were talking about, the gems, they did add some pretty nice stuff, I feel like. I really like the patchwork SP.
So good.
I think it looks great.
And those patches are actual like scans of like patches from the jersey.
It's really, really cool.
Yeah, it's like the actual thing.
Yeah. So there's like an Ichiro one there where it has like they have like a 25th anniversary Mariners patch on there from what he wore in his rookie year.
The mock-ups of the superfractors look insane.
They look really, really
The
nice.
Yamamoto one, if anyone's out there seeing it, it's so cool.
Gold Ink returns, which is, I think, a really slick looking card. They look awesome. Crystallize, you got the etched glass. The spotlights are back now again as an SP, which I definitely like that move to make them the SP. Just know if you're ever ripping, what is it from? When did they first put Spotlight? 22, maybe 23.
23 they were not SP.
Right.
22.
I don't know if
Maybe 22. Am I picturing like a Brennan Davis 2022 spotlight?
Yeah, just know
Cubs?
if you're ripping Bowman from basically pre-20, was it 25 that they started being SP? No, 24. Pre-24, if you see a spotlight, ain't an SP. Just always be aware of
Yeah,
that.
if you're like, I have 40 Gunnar Henderson rookie spotlights in my house right now. Like,
Like, well,
that's pretty cool though, actually.
actually, you know, that ain't half bad. This one, there's one that's been getting a little divisive. I think I saw it on the Reddit baseball cards thread that was like, people were really not liking this one. But I kind of like it. The Pack Fractor. Have you seen this one? I'll show it right to you right
Whoa, no.
Isn't that crazy?
We didn't see that. No.
Pack Fractor. They just put that on the sell sheet, so that's coming out now.
Dang.
And so that one is the one they showed up as a Kevin McGonigal, and it's numbered to 89, as in like 89
Pack,
tops, right?
yeah.
An 89 pack. I think it's cool. I think it's fun. It's very loud. It's kind of obnoxious, and I could see why people will not like it.
It looks like a Topps Finest card or like a. Can I see it again? You have it pulled up?
Yeah. It's something. It is a true. This is going to be a love or hate design. And the checklist doesn't specify if there's other variations or.
Cool.
I mean, it's numbered.
It's pretty cool.
I think it's cool.
I mean, it might be to like. They're gonna have
If they have other designs.
other packs and it'll be limited to maybe that pack.
So you might have like a number to 52 or something, you know, if it's like the 52 pack or something like that.
Maybe like that and then a super fractor or something.
Right. Yeah, exactly.
Ooh.
They haven't really released too many details. It's a limited checklist. I think it's about maybe 50 years. I'll double check, but I want to say there was like 50 or 60 players that were on that checklist. I thought I had it up here, but regardless, I think it's a fun set, but I know people are going to complain.
I like it. The Gold Ink, you touched on Gold Ink. I wanted to throw this in there. I think Gold Ink in 2025 Bowman was just, or the Bowman draft or whatever, was just for first Bowman prospects. In 26 Bowman, you'll have non-first Bowman prospects with Gold Ink autos as well.
Okay.
So it's like it's this crazy list.
Nice.
So I think McGonigal has one. Who? I think Connor Griffin has one.
Griffin, yeah.
Yeah. So you're gonna get like, it's gonna be a sick list.
Yeah. They have the animes are back, the special World Baseball. They've already previewed these, the World Baseball Classic versions of those animes. Those are going to be a big hit.
So good.
Kanji versions of them as well, with a pretty it's a growing checklist because we have so much more Japanese talent that's entering the major league. So you have legends like Sadaharu O in there, Hideo Nomo.
Yep.
And then on top of that, you've got Murakami, Imai, Shotaro Mori of the A's, Okamoto, and obviously Shohei Ohtani as well. So that's
Yep.
there is a lot to chase. We'll be talking much more about it as we get a little bit closer. We'll do a full breakdown looking at the top prospects. We know Ethan Holiday, Ava Arquette. We'll talk a lot more about a lot of those guys who are going to be in 26 Bowman as we get closer to release day. A couple more that to round out some of the big baseball announcements. We're getting a World Baseball Classic set. We kind of knew we were, but
Yep.
for sure happening. Did you guys see any mock-ups of what it might look like?
Did not see any mock-ups.
Those might be confidential.
But new for this year, it's always been an online exclusive. There will now be like full. It'll be available in like hobby shops.
Yes,
it'll be like mass produced, and it'll be very obtainable, accessible.
I will say too, and I think one of the best things about that product, always a great price point. I think the 23 one, $100, and you were guaranteed an auto.
Yeah.
It was a great deal. It's all foil, but whatever. Like, you had a chance to get huge cards out of that thing. Like, I think that was where they did they put the Ohtani Dynasty, the Dynasty flag patch and autos in there as like I can't remember if it was in that or in something else. It might have just been in Dynasty. But if maybe it's, I'll say this. If
you
it's
might be right.
The price point, I would imagine the price point is not going to be $100.
No.
It's probably going to go up a little bit. But if you are guaranteeing bigger chases like that, depending on the price, I'm okay with it. Still keep it. Let's go 150 tops. 150.
Yeah, they mentioned
I'm okay with that.
At industry conference. They mentioned that they'll be using a lot of like game used bases again. Obviously jerseys. They didn't say baseballs, but in Dynasty there were World Baseball Classic, like the special event edition Dynasty cards. There were Baseball Classic logos. I can picture maybe I forget exactly, but I'd imagine there's baseball leather in there. So it again, Fanatics is trying to bring the collector closer to the player, and this is going to be a huge set. I'm so stoked for it.
I'm really excited for it. It's always a set I look forward to. Can't wait. Just please don't have it be like $300, $400. They've been $100 in the past. Just a little bit. That's all I ask. That's all I ask. And then love this again too. We're getting. I think the redemptions, the buy-it-back redemptions, were a huge hit in Series 1. 53 tops Jackie Robinson, 54 tops Hank Aaron will be redemptions in Top Series 2. Great idea. Keep this up because it also isn't really. It's not affecting the price point. Series 1 and Series 2 and Update Series are all going to be your most affordable stuff, the stuff that it's the most accessible stuff, and to have little added things like that. I think I just saw somebody pulled the World Series tickets the other day.
Yeah.
Really cool.
Crazy.
So the fact that people can still pull that out of boxes that are highly accessible and those cards, I think we've got do we have a 54 Aaron hanging out in the shop right now?
I think we do.
I just saw the display case. Woo.
And it wasn't a breaker that pulled those World Series tickets
No, it
too,
was
by
not.
the way, peeps.
Anytime. It's so funny. Like we always say, you can't win because either a breaker pulled it or, they put that in a blaster?
Right.
So you're telling me if I spent $300 on a hobby? All right. No one can win, apparently. No one can win. So let us know in the comments if you're watching this, favorite news you heard from the Topps Industry Conference. Just your thoughts, too, on what they had to say about the state of the industry, prices, all that, your thoughts. Compliment us, blast us, whatever it is. Just talk to us in the comments. We want to hear from you. If you're watching this on YouTube, I believe you also can watch this if you're watching on Spotify as well. We got the video component working. So technology.
Sweet.
Great. And of course, if you're listening, search Mojobreak wherever you get podcasts. That's how you can subscribe to us. Until next time, for Bubba, I'm Cody. We'll talk to you next time here on Waxback's Morning Tracks.